Hi, hope you had a good week. This year, as all of this year, are dedicated in the memory of Rachel Bas Rav Chaim Tzvi. Should be a true aliyah for our neshama. What we're doing today is Yechezkel, and we're up to Perek Yud Aleph. So, what happened right before this, in Perek Yud, is that again Hashem revealed to him the mechanics of how and why the Golus came about. So let's continue on this theme. V'tisal tiruach, the spirit or the wind carried me. So this is in his vision. V'taveoti al shar bet Hashem, and it took me to the gate of Hashem's house, the Beis Hamikdash. Hakadmoni, the eastern gate. So as you remember, in last class we spoke about how the Shechina was slowly departing from the Beis Hamikdash. First from the Kodesh HaKadoshim, then the Kodesh, then the Chatzer. Now it's outside. The Beis Hamikdash was constructed so it went from east to west. So now it's at the eastern gate. It's leaving. Al-Poneh Kadima, and it's turned towards east, away from the Beis Hamikdash. V'hinei b'petach hashar, and behold, the entrance of this gate, esrim v'chamisha ish, there were 25 men. Ve'betocham et Yaznia ben Azur, and I saw a man called Yaznia ben Azur, v'et Platyahu ben Benayahu, Sari Ha'am, and these were the leaders of the people. Who are these people? So in the previous Perek, we learned about people who came to the Beis Hamikdash, and when it came to the critical moment of offering the Tamid in the morning, instead of bowing towards Hashem, they turned their back to the Kodesh and Kodesh Kedoshim, and they bowed east. So the reason why they were bowing towards the east and not the west is that they were sun worshippers. Meaning they saw the sun as the energy source, the source of warmth and light. They were worshipping the creation instead of the creator. So why did people ever do this? So there are many reasons, but the primary one, again primary, Rambam has one view, others have other views, is that they saw the creation as Hashem's self-statement. These are my servants, this is how I could be reached, this is my manifestation, I'm unknowable and unreachable. So they felt that by worshipping the creation, by submitting their will and their hearts to the creation, they could empower it to affect them. So the way things worked, certainly at that era where the Yetzer Hara, where the evil inclination was drawn towards more spiritual things than today. Today when people want to sin, usually the sins that they're drawn to are sins of the flesh. In those times when people were more spiritual and on a far higher level, when they were doing this, bowing to the sun, the forces of evil that Hashem created were such that they sometimes could even feel that they accomplished something, that something happened through this. So they were confused, which led them, of course, to more and more worship of these false powers. So even though ultimately, even if there's an effect, the effect is coming from above, not from the sun, not from anything else. But they didn't always get it. So what they did, though, at this point was so extreme that not only did they worship the sun, but they went to the Beis Hamikdash to make a statement that they're not trying to reach the source, that they're going away from there, and that's where true worship lies. And who were these people? These were, as we just mentioned now, the leaders of the people. Now that put things in an entirely different perspective than we had before. Before we saw that, yes, the elders did this, but here they're not only elders, they're leaders. So when people wanted to see what's true, who did they look to except the leaders? A terrible tragedy. V'yamar Elai, and he said to me, this is still in Yechezkel's vision, Ben Adam, Ela ha'anashim ha'choshvim aven, ha'yoatzim atzatra be'ir hazot. These are the people who think iniquity. They're the ones who give advice, and they're advising bad things in this city. So Hashem is telling him, that the effect of what they're doing isn't just on themselves, but on dooming others. Ha'omrim, they say, Lo bekarov benot batim, don't build houses that are too close to the city walls. Hi hasir v'anachnu habasar, because the city walls are like the pot, and we're like the meat cooking in the pot. Meaning, at this point, the Babylonians had already expelled the 10 tribes, had already gone and swept through Eretz Yehuda, the land of Yehuda. But they thought that the walls around Yerushalayim were so strong and so well fortified that they couldn't be breached. But they knew that there could be incursions towards the wall, so they said the wall is like the pot. It protects us